Jed Lovejoy. I'm the worship and children's minister at the Broadway Church of Christ here in Paducah. And I came in, like I said, about 2.5 years ago. And so I came in as the worship minister to lead the songs, lead a group of, another 10 singers on microphones, and also be in charge of all of the AV production. Mm-hmm. And over the last 2.5 years, we've really pared down material to where we can now live stream straight to YouTube at a high quality, getting good audio input. And, all along the way, it was like, there were some Sundays where I would call Justin and be like, dude, the system is down. What do I do? And the nice thing is you were always there. Yeah. Sometimes the answer was, there's nothing we can do about that right now, and we'll fix it on Monday. But most of the time, it was, hey, here's the fix. Let's get this done and get you up and running. Because, again, you do care about the church and, the ability for it to function, which is always great, which also makes me feel bad when I'm contacting you on a Sunday morning. The week before, we had finished up the 4-month process of deciding, do we want to switch over to a full-time contract with you guys? Signed the contract. And literally the week later, lightning takes out our server, our networking systems, the whole kit and caboodle.
Now, keep in mind, we hadn't even, that's all we had done, I think, is signed the paper.
Yeah.
We hadn't had a chance to do any implementation yet. And here I am holding this.
Yeah. Nathan hadn't come in to put any, of the monitoring software on the computers, nothing. It was just like, man, glad to have you on board.
Boom.
By the way, we need to rebuild the system. You guys knew our network, you knew what our needs were, and we were able to kind of set a plan in motion. And it got fixed within, let's say, 3 weeks, to get the main bits up and running. And then we were able to make it pretty all in one. We took, good gracious, 20 years worth of wires and condensed them into one room,
The before and afters are quite impressive.
Oh, yeah. So it's been a very, very good process. And that's just my 2.5 years. But y'all know our building and our system inside and out. And we all have those future plans that we've said, hey, could you start looking into these things for us? But there's never a hard sell from you guys to go, you need to take that step next. You always know that there's a budget in mind and all those different things. So it's just been a very smooth working process, especially now that it's all kind of capsuled under one company instead of that piecemeal process we were working through. So
we are a little bit different than just IT. We're not just focused on your network and your computers. It doesn't matter really what part we're talking about when it comes to your church or organization, through your website, through your audio systems. It's all connected to the network now.
Absolutely.
There are, So in that, all of that being able to communicate together without disrupting each other and pointing fingers and all of that stuff that goes on. Yeah. It really made sense.
We were when we were talking last week, Justin. You said something. We were just talking about the IT part of it. The different all that audio stuff and the IT stuff. And he says, you know what? If it blinks and if it lights up, we specialize in it. So it's not just a program. It's not just speakers on hanging from a ceiling. It's not just making wire pretty. It's what we specialize in, all that stuff. It's not just one; it's everything, and that's I think that's what we have to offer that that no one else does. Both you guys are churches. We don't only do churches; we do everything. But the thing is that you guys at the Church of Christ get the exact same experience and the exact same relationship as a Catholic church, as the Chamber of Commerce, as the restaurant down the street. We care about everybody the exact same.
Well, I like to refer to the foundation of the ethics that are here. That there were some things about doing business with other IT companies, like controlling all of your email domains. Controlling where you get your internet, your phone systems, the whole 9 yards. How have we made that different for you?
Yeah, that was something I was going to bring up for sure, is specifically the email one. I think is the best example. The company we had long long before I think either of us were involved. That was part of the thing, is you had this company so that they could provide email and give you a certain email address, and they would manage your storage. We were constantly running up against your storage is full. And sometimes it wasn't notifying. So one of our ministers would be like, hey, did you ever get that email from so-and-so? And then you'd call so-and-so. I sent that to you last week. Well, then you'd finally go back into the actual file on the web server instead of the Outlook. And you would go, oh, it stopped receiving my emails. And that gets really frustrating, especially as you were talking about. As technology's progressed, you have those bigger files trying to be sent to you all the time. And so part of this changeover process that we went through is we decided we can't live in that environment anymore. We ended up going with a web service email that's available to pretty much anybody. But that was part of when we were discussing our contract. We were like, can y'all make us an email server? And you said, well, yeah, but that's not what I would want you to do. Yeah. And it was a wonderful
surprises
thing.
you, doesn't it?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, a tech company is willing to give money to someone else.
If I could jump in really quick, one of the things that I find amazing too is, like you said, there's a lot of companies that want to come in and they want to help you with all these services, but they want to take over everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were very different. We wanted to basically I just wanted you all to take care of our workstations and keep them up to date, and drivers and updates and everything like that. Make sure the network's safe and sound and clean and everything's talking to everything the way it should be. I just wanted that off my back. I was, the rest of it, we were already doing our own email, not an email server, but we were doing a web, we managed that. We managed a lot of our things. So it's a good balance. And you were willing to basically work with us on whatever we want, whatever we felt like we needed, because there's just those different tiers. Yes, you could take over all that stuff, but I was, as IT guy, I was like, I can handle that. There's little things I can handle that stuff. The issues are far and between issues, and so that was really very pleasant to work with as well, and has been continued to.
I want to know that as each month ticks by, that it's because of our work ethic. It's because of the quality of our product that you're staying. Not that you're scared to death that you don't know if your phones are going to work, your emails are going to work.
If we leave, our data's going with him.
and that's I sleep better at night. That's the foundation of ethic that I'm talking about here. So.
And that's another thing, going back to the ethic, Justin, we can always go into y'all's tickets, and we have a deacon and another volunteer and two people, myself and one other person in the office, that we're all tech savvy. One person still works in the tech industry, but he just doesn't have the time to be around all the time. And so if y'all come out and fix something, I can go back into that ticket and now see exactly what they did, and then I can hand it to whoever can handle that best in our office and say, here's what they did. Try this first.
Yes.
And you've encouraged us to do that.
Absolutely.
You're like, look there before you call us.
Yeah.
And we're very grateful for that.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I'm empowering the organization to be able to be independent and strong. And if that's not what I'm here to do, if I'm not here to build up, then I'm not being, dare I say, kingdom-minded.
Yeah.
So what I just did. So there.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.